Hi, I'm Clara, and what I'm about to share still sends a quiet shiver through me whenever I think back to it. I never imagined that something so small, so ordinary, could change the way I looked at someone I thought I knew completely. It began on one of those stormy weekends where thunder rolls through the sky like an old memory, and the rain seems determined to wash the whole world clean. My sister had gone out of town for a few days, and I'd agreed to watch her 18-year-old son, Liam. I'd always been close to him. He was the kind of kid who made you believe there was still goodness in people. Polite, funny, always ready to help. Like the son I never had. The storm grew heavier by the hour. The house hummed with the sound of rain hitting the windows, and the occasional crack of thunder made the lights flicker. We were both stuck inside, restless, killing time between board games and bad movies. Liam mentioned earlier that week his back had been sore from football practice. "Want me to grab some muscle cream?" I asked from the kitchen. He nodded, his voice warm but tired. "Sure, Aunt Clara, that'd be great." "My shoulders are killing me." I laughed softly. "You're too young to sound that old already." He grinned. "Guess I'm aging faster than I should." When I came back with the cream, he was sitting on the floor in front of the couch, scrolling through his phone. The rain was steady, almost calming. I told him to lean forward a little so I could reach his shoulders. The first touch was simple, almost mechanical. But then I noticed how tense he was, every muscle drawn tight. "You've overdone it again," I teased gently. "Coach pushed us hard this week," he said, his voice muffled. "I think he's secretly trying to kill us." We both laughed, and for a few minutes it was just that, light and easy, like it had always been between us. Then something shifted. He grew quieter. The space between our words filled with something heavier, something unspoken. His breathing slowed. Mine followed without meaning to. The air felt charged like the calm before lightning strikes. I told myself I was imagining it, that it was just the storm outside playing tricks. "Feel better?" I asked softly. "Yeah," he said after a moment. "You've got magic hands, Aunt Clara." His voice lingered just long enough to make me pause. "Years of experience," I replied, smiling faintly. "Your mom used to say the same thing whenever I helped her after long days at work." He chuckled but didn't move away. The sound of rain filled the silence again, steady and hypnotic. When he finally turned his head a little, our eyes met, just for a moment. There was something there, not wrong, but deeper than I expected. It startled me enough to make me look away, clearing my throat. "All right," I murmured. "That should do it." "You should rest now," but he didn't move. He stayed there, quiet, thoughtful, like he was searching for words that wouldn't come easily. "Aunt Clara," he said softly. "Can I ask you something?" "Of course." "Do you ever feel like people don't really see you? Like they only see what they expect?" The question caught me off guard. It wasn't what I expected from him. "Sometimes," I admitted. "Why do you ask?" He hesitated, then said, "Because I feel that way a lot. At school, with Mom, even my friends. It's like I'm pretending to be someone I'm not." My heart tightened. He looked so young, yet there was this weight in his words that didn't belong to a boy anymore. I sat down beside him, our shoulders almost touching. "You don't have to pretend with me," I said softly. "You're a good person, Liam. You don't need to be anyone else." He turned toward me, and his eyes were raw with honesty. "Sometimes you're the only one who makes me feel like I matter." For a moment, everything stopped. The sound of rain, the flicker of light, even my heartbeat, it all blurred into stillness. It wasn't wrong, but it wasn't simple either. It was just human, a need to be seen, to be understood. I swallowed hard, my voice barely a whisper. "You do matter, Liam, more than you realize. But you have your whole life ahead of you. People will see you, really see you, when you start believing in yourself." He nodded slowly, his jaw trembling just a little. "I just don't know how yet." "That's what growing up is for," I said, smiling through the ache. "You'll figure it out." We talked for hours that night, about his dreams, his fears, his wish to move west one day and study film. The storm softened, and with it, the heaviness eased. When I finally told him to get some sleep, he gave me a small hug before heading to his room. It lingered just a second longer than usual. Innocent, but meaningful. When he left, I sat there in the quiet glow of the living room, the rain easing into silence. Something had changed. Not in a way I could name, but in a way I felt.